Hey everybody, this is Big Mike. Once again, we are here with
John Richardson.
Bam. John has been selected as the new client of the month for the month of October. Few reasons why. What I've been noticing through John's progress over the last, especially the last, what has it been, 4 or 5 months since you've been back? But really recently, probably in the last 2.5 months, John's commitment level has gone through the roof. There's been a few things that he's committed to. Better nutrition, supplementation along with that. Also doing, showing up to class very consistently, and also adding in a gymnastics class hosted here at CrossFit Central Red Black Gym with Chelsea Ross. So John, tell me a couple things, man. What was it that really was the turning point for you to decide that you wanted to really commit to your physical fitness?
So I moved back to Austin in January and got back involved with Central. And at that point, I was pushing 190 pounds. And it was the highest weight I've ever been. And it was not where I wanted to be in life. My overall fitness was at an all-time low. And that's why I got involved. That's why I made a commitment to really take it to the next level.
Okay, so you made that decision. You committed to the nutrition. You've committed to being really consistent with your training. What major changes have you noticed since then?
Physically, I'm in the best shape I've ever been. Mentally, I feel prepared to take on I've kind of taken on a new industry. I'm now doing something completely different for work, and I feel like nothing can get in my way, that I'm able to just move forward and progress, and I've got the strength both physically and mentally to do it.
Awesome. You mentioned since you've been back in Austin, so you moved back in January. You actually were in LA prior to that, and you were there for a couple years. Before that, you were here in Austin, and you were actually working out with us. But I do remember at that time, you weren't really the same John that I know you as today. You were a lot more inconsistent. I feel like you were at a point maybe where you were doing different things, and training just wasn't as much of a priority. So can you kind of touch on that part of your life, and then maybe to what's really changed since then?
Sure. Yeah, so that timeline of what you mentioned in Austin saw itself into LA as well. I was not big into fitness. I actually got involved in CrossFit out there for about a month or so. No real commitment, and the biggest change was I think my age. I'm getting older, and I always had the luxury of being able to look fit without actually being fit. I no longer have that, and so it's only my job, no one else's, to maintain my health, and that's what I'm trying to do.
That's awesome. How old are you again?
32.
32. I'll be 32 in one more week.
Awesome.
So John's an inspiration for me. Continue to work on my fitness, because anybody at 32 would like to feel good and look good about the way they look. But we all know that this fitness thing, not always an easy journey, but definitely something that we should keep a priority on, and make sure that we're doing diligence. Our bodies, as we age, just tend not to be and operate the same. And it's up to us to kind of stay on that path, to work on ourselves, work on our health, pretty much from now until the rest of our life. I mean, would you agree with that?
Completely, 100%.
Really cool. So basically, man, I think your story is going to speak for itself, but I definitely was glad to have you in here, highlight you, what you've been doing over the last few months. I feel like it's been awesome to watch, and I know you've inspired some of your other friends to kind of start looking at their health and fitness. And tell us, actually, John just did a marathon this last weekend, first one ever, so tell us about that experience.
It was.
Or why did you do it? What made you decide to do that?
I did it because I felt like I was strong enough to do it. I actually trained for a marathon 4 years ago or so without having CrossFit in my life at the time, and my body just was not able to keep up. I got up to 18, 20 miles in training. My knees went out. I was unable to do the marathon. And CrossFit, the last 6 months alone, has built my body into what I think is a wrecking ball. You can't stop it. And I ran a marathon on Sunday. I had a great time. I felt strong all the way through it, and I'm going to continue on this quest for optimal fitness. And my next goal is to qualify for the Boston.
Awesome, man. Well, good luck with that. I have no doubt in my mind that you can do it. Just keep plugging away and do what you've been doing. And I'm going to hold you to it. You know, I'm going to text you if I don't see you in class. So good stuff, man. And John was dogging on my new phone. So if you guys don't like the quality of this video, go with the iPhone. But if you do, Samsung all the way. Peace.